They call it the ASUS ROG Flow Z13. Now this model was originally launched in 2022, and they're bringing it back again in 2025 with some really great changes and additions. First and foremost, it comes with a 70 watt-hour battery from the previous 56 watt-hour battery. We now have 4 speakers instead of the original 2 for a better audio experience, a much improved keyboard and trackpad, and the latest AMD Ryzen AI Max Plus 395, which is anticipated to produce performance anywhere from an RTX 4060 to a 4070.
This is crazy, this is crazy, this is crazy.
I have personally yet to test it, although if that claim is true, this is a device to behold. It would make this slim, compact form factor an incredible opportunity for digital artists, graphic designers, photographers, and even 3D modeling and motion design, which in the past was unheard of without a dedicated GPU. Now the first thing I wanna do is dive into the unboxing of this device, then we'll go take a tour of the interior, exterior, and talk about more of the updates in this 2025 ASUS Republic of Gamer Flow Z13. See what comes in the box, check out the size of the charger block, and just dive into what this thing holds with this year's model. Now, it was released, as I mentioned, about 3 years ago now, but we had the same style box, which I loved it when it came out, the metallic coating on the box, and let's see for the charger block, what is that? It's cased in. Yeah, really beautiful packaging. ASUS continuing to absolutely destroy everybody else in regards to packaging. All right, let's go ahead and cut this thing open. So stoked that they sent this over, an absolute brand new device. Now keep in mind, there's going to be a further production model that comes out, so I'm not going to have benchmarks in this video. That will come later when I get the absolute final production model that you would be able to find in the stores. All right, so that looks so beautiful. Each part of the box on that. So well done. I love the mountains. That's really, really cool. All right, and let's check out the charger block before we dive into the laptop. Now, if you remember in the previous video that I made on the original Z13, it came with a 100 watt charger block and a USB Type-C charger. Now this year, we have the 200 watt charger block and the new square charger adapter from ASUS. That leads me to be even more confident about their claims that this device is going to be on par with some of the 40 series GPUs from NVIDIA. A lot of times devices that could have the potential power that they're talking about in this Z13 get bottlenecked by not pushing the full power that the system deserves. So it could be, a 100 watt USB-C charger block. They did not make that mistake. So this is a really, really good sign. Revealing the device. Discussions I was having early on, there's a larger viewing port here for the LED. And actually appears, again, I don't have the exact data in front of me at this moment, but it appears a little bit thicker than the previous model, which if we're gonna get more performance, I don't mind that at all. Oh, I love it. They've gone ahead and included that really nice like vegan leather material here for the keyboard. The keyboard magnetizes to the screen, which is really, really awesome. What happens when the keyboard doesn't magnetize if you want to use this in like laptop mode? It ends up being really flimsy and hard to put on your lap. So that it magnetizes gives you not only a second position for ergonomics of the keyboard, but it makes it a more secure device. There is the device. Man, that looks sweet. Forward-facing camera, microphone, and I'm guessing we're gonna have a webcam along the top bezel. And then of course, this is your fin. So this folds out, really secure hinges. They're continuing to develop this engineering. These are the same hinges that we saw on the ZenBook Duo. So these are super strong aluminum hinges with a very strong and sturdy aluminum fin that keeps the device up in whatever position that you want. So I think that's one of the things that I'm really excited about is not only is the software and the chipsets developing, but they're developing their hardware right alongside it. You can see ventilation here coming off the top of the device. And then one of the awesome things about this device is the insane amount of port connectivity. So we have our power button, volume up and down, the ASUS Command Center button. We'll talk a little bit more about that once we get the laptop turned on. USB Type A and a headphone jack, as well as speaker. Now flip it over. We have our additional speaker, 2 USB Type-Cs, an HDMI, our power adapter, and a micro SD card slot. A lot of great port connectivity on the Z13. So you can see we have the air that pulls in through the back and then pushes out through these top vents when we're reviewing the back panel on the device. Okay, now before we open the device up and take a look at the interior, let's check out the assembly. You can see, like I mentioned, it looks to be a bit of a thicker device than in years past. I will put the weight and thickness up of the 2022 versus the 2025 here, so you can check it out. But like I said, just from the look, and it was 3 years ago, it seems a little thicker. Now you can see the rounded edges are very nice, no catchy edges on the top, as well as on the bottom area of the device. So one thing that they've done very well is give us really good assembly and build quality. Now, as you can see, there's no screws to take apart this device. However, what you do have access to is your M.2 slot. So let's go ahead and open that up. So if you happen to be unsatisfied with, say, the 1 terabyte that the device comes with, no worries at all. Just go ahead, pull that panel off, and you immediately have access to your M.2 slot. All right, now let's go ahead and take a look at the interior of the laptop. I want to give a huge thanks to ASUS for partnering with me on this video. This is one of the first devices in the history of my channel that I'm able to launch a full unboxing of a device in person at the embargo date. So this is a big deal, and I'm so grateful that they gave me the opportunity and partnered with me to launch this video on my channel. Now, you can upgrade the M.2, however, the RAM is soldered to the motherboard. But one thing that's really cool about this device is that the Flow Z13 utilizes the AMD Strix Halo APU, bringing to this device an anticipated workstation level performance. AMD Ryzen AI Max Plus 395 features unified RAM. But the really cool thing about this setup is it allows the CPU and the iGPU to utilize that unified RAM. This approach eliminates the latency that's associated with separated memory pools, enabling faster data access and improved efficiency for better power consumption that I'm really hoping produces a much better battery life than when this model was originally launched in 2022 with the i9 processor and a 56 watt hour battery. So that 70 watt hour battery with the new AMD Ryzen AI Max Plus 395, I'm anticipating great things. The full benchmarks will come during the full review. Once I receive the final consumer market ready Z13, this is still not the final production model that you would be able to pick up in the store. So I will have a full dedicated review testing the benchmarks and battery life once I receive that market ready device in the coming months. Now, taking a look at the inside of the laptop, they have my favorite tablet keyboard brought into this device. So when the ZenBook Duo released, I have made it clear on my channel that that is my favorite tablet keyboard. This has the same one. The typing experience, it's insane how long of a key travel it has, but how thin of a keyboard deck that this is. I love the trackpad. It's secured super well to this very thin piece of, what feels like the vegan leather. It has such a nice click and responsiveness. Now, one of my complaints for the ZenBook Duo, however, is when you would bend the keyboard deck, even if it was sitting on your lap and you would kind of press your palms on the outside of it, it would initiate the click. It doesn't do that anymore. They seem to have resolved that issue, which is awesome to see. From last year's generation to the 2025, they've already fixed that issue. Super stoked about that. Now, as I mentioned earlier, you can go ahead and pull down the keyboard deck, lay it flat on your desk if you want to use a flat typing surface. It feels so much better. So that's how I would personally use the device. Here's an audio sample of me using the keyboard and trackpad so you can hear what it sounds like in use. Now there's a webcam along the top bezel. It does look good. I would not say it's super sharp, but it does look really good for a webcam. The color tones look nice, and overall I think it'll work well for your needs. Here's a sample of both the webcam and the rear-facing cam on the ASUS ROG Flow Z13. This is a sample of the webcam on the ROG Flow Z13 and a little sample of the audio for you as well. This is the rear-facing camera on the ASUS ROG Flow Z13 and a little sample of the audio for you as well. Now the display on this device is sharp and color accurate. It is a 13-inch display at 2560 by 1600. It has a 180 hertz refresh rate with a 3 millisecond response time. And the display is 100% DCI P3, Pantone validated color gamut range. Now also we're expecting around 500 nits of screen brightness for the Flow Z13. So it has what you need, not only for gaming, but also digital art, graphic design, photography, for making sure your designs, art, and photos are color accurate. This laptop is compatible with the ASUS Pen 2.0. I'm gonna go ahead and pull up the brush tool here. You can see it moves around really nicely, the hand tool. And let's go ahead and check the stroke on this device. You can see it has very nice stroke sensitivity, nice light line, and then I can push hard to thicken it up. Let's see how well it trails off at the end. It's one thing that can be hit or miss sometimes with these pens. Looks like it trails off pretty good. Let's go ahead, boost it up to about 35 pixels to get a little bit thicker of an initial stroke and then see how it tails off. See, it's thick and then let it trail off. So it does trail off very nicely. So we go thick and then let it trail off. That is a really good sign. Sometimes the pen and the screen, depending on the model, don't interact in a way that is sensitive enough to simulate a real brush stroke, say with a pencil or a brush or a pen. This Z13 with this display in the ASUS Pen 2.0 seems to do a very good job. One really nice feature they've dropped into the Z13 in the 2025 edition is going to be the ASUS Command Center. It's a really simple yet extremely handy tool when you don't have the keyboard connected to access some key features. And even if you have the keyboard connected, but let's say for instance, I want to do a snipping tool and I don't have my shortcuts available for my keyboard. All I have to do is click and I can have quick access to my snipping tool to go ahead and take a screenshot of what I need. So there's like little things like that that I often do on a daily basis. You can customize this panel quickly for your needs by jumping into the settings and going ahead and clicking Control Center. In conclusion, should you put this on your consideration to purchase list heading into 2025? I think if the promise holds true that this is going to be as powerful as an RTX 4060 or even 4070, and you're looking for an on-the-go device that is compatible with an ASUS 2.0 pen, has a very color accurate display, it's thin and light, so it's super on-the-go friendly, has a great keyboard and trackpad, and the storage is upgradable. Very few tablet devices can say that. So you can take that 1 terabyte of storage and expand it to 2 or 4 terabytes to make sure you have plenty of room for your files on the go. Also, as mentioned, this generation has a larger 70 watt-hour battery, so fingers crossed for really good battery life performance. When this model initially released, it not only had a smaller 56 watt-hour battery, as mentioned, but it had an i9 processor, which was very inefficient. So I think it got around 3 to 4 hours of battery life just on streaming video playback. So it was not an efficient device. So they've made a lot of really big improvements with this device heading into 2025. If I were a graphic designer, digital artist, photographer, or even into 3D modeling or motion design, but I was also a gamer and wanted to be on-the-go friendly, this would definitely be on my list heading into 2025. Remember, the links will be in the description below if you want to check out more information. Otherwise, click or tap the screen here for more videos to help with your buying decision. I'll see you in the next one.